You know, there's nothing like recording the entire opening monologue and then finding out that you didn't turn on the microphone. Yeah. Anyway, hey guys, welcome back to the Untrained Unprofessional Workbench. Man, I feel like I've been here before. My name is Nobody, and I appreciate you guys being here. Well, that sounded a little forced, maybe because I've done it once already. Anyway, originally, I was going to do a video on the complete disassembly of the Oracle ARMS 2311, and then probably do an assembly video as well, either part of it or afterwards, just depending on how long it goes. And it's primarily because sometimes I get a little gabby, and sorry about that. I kind of like to talk to you guys, as if we're friends and we're here together. So anyway, I'm not going to do that video today because, well, I've decided that I'm going to send it back to Oracle ARMS to get some stuff fixed. And yeah, there are a lot of things on it, that I could fix myself and that I was planning on fixing as I was going along. But I came across something that solidified it, that I could fix it, but it would require some redneck engineering. And honestly, I would just prefer to have Oracle fix it. So I'll show you that, but I'm also going to show you something that while I was disassembling it, that I made a little boo-boo on. And yeah, I'm going to have to pay the stupidity tax on it. But I'm going to also show you how you can avoid it, because it's really simple and it's one of those things where it's an easy mistake to make. Before we get into that though, I'm going to show you some parts that that have some compatibility between the 2311 and the 1911/2011 style families. So let's get into that first. All right, so just really quickly, the parts that appear to be interchangeable with the 1911/2011 is the ambi safety, the sear and sear pin, which, as you can tell, this one has an issue. Wow, it's actually, there's a burr on the pin that wants to make sure that this doesn't spin freely or get on past right there. Anyway, the sear, the hammer and strut, and of course its corresponding pin, that one was fine. The plunger for the safety and the slide stop, the disconnector, the firing pin and spring, and of course the firing pin stop. So those all appear to have some commonality with the 1911/2011 style families. Now, let's get into the fun part, which is what's messed up on this. All right, the main reason why I am sending it back is because of what I found on the grip module. Let's zoom in so you can see what's going on. So in the grip module, it actually holds onto your, we'll call it the main spring and also the leaf spring. Now, how these tabs are and how they're interconnected, you have to slide this in to fit underneath these tabs located on both sides of this mainspring housing. Now, when I was disassembling this, I stopped right here because I noticed that these tabs were, one, bent up, and two, specifically, this one has a larger crack than on this side. I didn't want to risk taking it apart and potentially breaking those tabs off completely. So I'd rather show Oracle, what is going on with them so they could see how I received it. So that is part one of why I'm sending this back to Oracle ARMS. Now, on to part two. Now, part two is where I'm going to spend a little bit of stupidity tax, and it has everything to do with how to remove this slide release. Now, what is holding on to this slide release is a little set screw, and that set screw, if I can find the other one, looks just like this guy, only it is smaller. It is actually a .050 Allen, so real tiny guy, and I broke it off. Now, what I think happened is that this little set screw, it has a little swage in it right here in the frame to keep it from backing out completely. And I was just motoring along expecting to take it all the way out, and I snapped that 050 bit in there, and I couldn't get it out and tried doing stuff, and before I completely destroyed everything, I decided to stop and let Oracle take care of it. So, but this does come out because I have it backed out far enough, which if you look here, that little tab just fits right into this little groove, and that's where it pivots back and forth. And also, the other side of the slide stop does a little tongue and groove action just like that. So that's how that works. Yeah, I know, pretty stupid, and I'm willing to pay for it because I did it. All right, so just some parting thoughts. And, you know, I do want to say that it may seem that I've been overly critical or that I may not like the Oracle ARMS 2311. And, you know, it's like, overall, I do, but there are some things, you know, that I just don't like. And I know it's kind of a new phenomenon for people to be critical or opinionated on social media, and I apologize for my behavior on that. But I'm not trying to be critical. I'm trying to give constructive feedback. And, you know, yes, you know, some of it is particular to, you know, what I prefer and everything, but, you know, there may be or may not be some validity to what I'm saying. Also, you know, there may just be some things, you know, that they're not aware of in the production process that their people should be catching, but they are not for one reason or another. So I'm trying to do this in a way that would be helpful to Oracle ARMS because I want them to continue to innovate because I see great potential in the 2311. There are plenty of things that I like about it. But if they want to change it to the way that I like it, that's okay. So, I know. Anyway, we should be supportive of Oracle ARMS so that way they would help bring new innovation to the industry and make more cool stuff for us to buy. Preferably at a cheaper price point, but it is what it is. Anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate you watching, and hopefully this was helpful. Maybe. I don't know. You know, with a modular backstrap, it would be really nice if we could have a backstrap or backstrap options, kind of like the Glock, instead of being all Glock shaped, but also have one that's more like the 2011 style. More modularity if you already got modularity. I'm just saying.